right, so if we're dealing with inelastic collisions, what's that mean that we're going to be looking for at the end of our motion? What's going to happen to our objects at the end of our motion? They're going to combine, right, into now one object. So this says a 900 kilogram car traveling 12 meters per second east collides with another vehicle moving north. So one of our vehicles is moving east, one of our vehicles is moving north. So if they stick together, where do we envision this like wreckage of cars moving now? Yeah, we envision it's probably going to go northeast somewhere, right? We've got a heavier car that's moving slower, a lighter car that's moving faster. So we can't give a super prediction as of right now as to if it's going to go more to the north or more to the east, right? We could make a prediction, but for right now, all we really need to be thinking about is that for sure we know these objects are going to be moving in the northeast somewhere, and then we're going to prove where that's going to be. So let's go ahead and start breaking down our objects here. There's nothing that's given to us at an angle to begin with, so there's no triangles we have to build and break down right now. We'll call M1 900. V1x is equal to what? 12, right? Because it's moving east, so that's positive 12. So what is V1y equal to? 0. Good. And then are we going to have V1x prime and V1y prime? No, we're going to just have a combined Vx prime and Vy prime, right? They're going to be combined because we're going to now just have one object at the end. Okay, my second object has a mass of 600. V2x, what's V2x equal to? 0. And V2y is equal to 24. Good. Both positive because we're moving east and north. And so now we're going to have a combined, remember, Vx prime and Vy prime. Okay, so our problems really look the same, except now we're going to be using the equation for inelastic collisions, which is when we combine our masses here at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to move up to the top here. I like to do the x direction first, and I would say 900 times 12 plus 0 equals 1500 Vx prime. Okay, are we good with where those came from? 1500 is the combination of our mass. We know that whole second term is 0 because it's not moving. The second vehicle is not moving in the x direction there. So 900 times 12 is 10,800 equals 1500 Vx prime. So I'll divide that by 1500 and I get Vx prime equal to 7.2 meters per second. And since it came out positive, it's an x component that came out positive, so what direction is that going to be going? East, right? I like to give myself a little arrow so I kind of have a better idea, but... Okay, questions about that one? Let's go ahead and solve it in the y direction now. My whole first term would be 0 because my first object's not moving in the y direction. 600 times 24 equals 1500 Vy prime. So 600 times 24 gives me 14,400. And so Vy prime is equal to 9.6 is what I got. Okay, and since it came out positive, that means we're moving in what direction? Up, right? So we've got components north and east, which is exactly what we predicted, right? We weren't exactly sure what the angle was going to look like or anything like that, but we did predict that we were going to be moving north and east. So as I come and draw my final triangle, it doesn't matter if you go north first or east first, but there's north 9.6. There's east, what did we say, 7.2. And so that means my actual final velocity is going to be that hypotenuse and that angle. Okay. Okay, so as we solve for that, we're going to say second square root, or do the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse. And that came out really actually as a whole number, right?
Yeah.
12 meters per second. Okay, and then do we feel good about finding the angle? We'll do second tangent of opposite over adjacent. So second tangent of 7.2 divided by 9.6. And we'll get an angle of 37 degrees. What's this one that we have it drawn?
East.
Good. This one is considered east of north. Okay, I don't usually draw my triangles this way. Usually I would end up with an angle that says 53 degrees north of east. Both of those answers are acceptable, right? Because 53 degrees north of east would mean that I would have drawn my triangle east and then north, and I would have solved for that angle. Okay, and it made no difference because it's going to get us to the same final destination. Okay, so either of those would have been fine as long as our cardinal directions are done correctly. Okay. Let's go ahead and try our second one here. Yeah, okay, see, I gave you the complementary angle there. 53 degrees north of east. Doesn't matter which one you would have had. All right, an 87 kilogram running back is moving 1.9 meters per second west, and a lineman is moving 1.6 meters per second south. If the running back is tackled and the two fall together, what is their new final velocity? Okay, so one's moving west and one's moving south. So what can we predict in terms of our velocity of our wreckage here, or of our tackle, or whatever you're going to call it? Yeah, we can predict that it's going to be moving southwest. Okay, they have similar masses and really similar velocities. So we'll see where that comes out at. Okay, so M1 is equal to 87. V1x, what is it?
-1.9.
Good, very good. It has to be negative 1.9 because it's moving west. V1y is 0 because it's not moving in the positive direction. I'm sorry, not moving in the vertical direction. Okay, second object has a mass of 96. V2x is what?
Oh, wait, that's Y.
Yeah, good. That's okay. V2y is negative 1.6. And then we're going to solve for what is our combined velocity. So Vx prime and Vy prime. All right, so let's go here in the x direction first. 87 times negative 1.9 plus 0. Let's see, 87 plus 96 gives me 183 as my combined mass. Okay, so then I'll divide over my combined mass. Divide over 183, and that gives me Vx prime equal to negative 0.90 meters per second. That's for Vx prime. Is that about what you guys had for that? Okay. Then if I'm going to solve momentum in the y direction, my first object's not moving in the y direction at the beginning. 96 times negative 1.6. 183 Vy prime. So that gives me, negative 153.6 equals 183 Vy prime. And so that means Vy prime is equal to negative 0.8, probably 84 meters per second. So that's downward. Our last one was west. So now we've got components moving south and west, which was what we predicted. So final step's going to be to draw our triangle here. Okay, it doesn't matter if you go south first or west first. West is 0.9 and south is 0.84, right? We don't have to include the negatives here because the negatives just tell us what direction to draw it in. So that means our final velocity is going to be my hypotenuse and my angle, right? There's my origin. You guys already have that done, or did I give you the answer for it? 0.9 squared plus 0.84 squared. So 1.23 meters per second. Is that what you had? At second tangent of opposite, 0.84, divided by adjacent, 0.9. That gives me 43 degrees. What is it here? What of what? South. Good. Very good. South of west. 43 degrees south of west. Could have also had 47 degrees west of south. All right. Very, very good. What questions do we have?